You know, I want to talk almost informally to you. Choosing a broker to sell your property is a very important decision. And there have been studies done, and they've asked sellers, what are the key points that you're looking for in a broker? And what are the qualities that make a top broker that you can trust? So, as a seller, I'm going to give you a list of things that you should be looking for in a broker. Now, number one, first and foremost, you want an honest approach to the value range of your building that's achievable in the marketplace today. Look, it's easy for a broker to give you an unsubstantiated higher price just so that they win the listing. You know, this can come back and bite you. What you really want to see is a proper thought process that the broker goes through, looking at the location of your building, the condition of the building, the current financing on it, and the demand in the marketplace. Now, we're in a very unusual time here. Most apartment sales are at record prices. So sometimes looking in the rearview mirror for apartment pricing may not be the best way to go. It's a bit of an art and a bit of a science, but you need to have just a good talk with your broker to see that you've got the most honest evaluation on what the price is. Not too high a price, not too low a price. If you state too high a price, people just won't look at it. And if you charge too low a price, well, then that problem is obvious. Okay? That's number one. Number two, I think you have to get the broker to demonstrate how he's going to get that price from his database. So does his database support the pricing range that he's suggested? So if you're selling to a long-term buyer, they're going to be much more interested in the internal rate of return. But if you're selling to a syndicator or a public company, they've got to have quarterly dividends. So they're going to be much more interested in the immediate cash flow and the cash-on-cash return. You have to make sure that your broker has a database of sales of the different types of buyers that reflect the different capital cost structures that are out there. The third point, you have to have a depth of database. At Rock, we really have built the most comprehensive and the most robust database in the business. We're happy to demonstrate it to you over a GoToMeeting session, and there's also a video that we've made on our database that you can watch. The fourth thing that I think you have to look at as someone selling your building is, does your broker have the ability to create something that we call buyer stretch? You know, what will your broker do, and what sales skills does he have to get the buyer to stretch? If you have multiple offers, how do you use your broker to help you choose the best offer to get the highest price? So this concept of buyer stretch is just the ability of your broker to get you that extra $500,000. You know, it's not something I can really quantify or you can quantify. It's just sort of a feeling that you have. Okay, number 5 is, what's the quality of the buyer? Does the broker have a systematic approach to qualify the buyer? At Rock, we qualify the buyer based on his previous acquisitions, his reference checks, and we'll talk to people about your buyer before we make a recommendation to you to help you make a decision on which offer you should take. Number 6, does the broker have a defined process timeline? You are about to enter into a process that's going to take several months. Your broker should clearly articulate the process and a timeline from pre-listing to sale. Now, we've got a number of videos on this and a lot of information where we can show you the exact timelines that a deal should take. This is not cast in stone, but at least it'll give you a sense that the broker has a plan to get from here to here. Number 7, meet the broker's team. Like, you know, today, most apartment buildings are not sold by individuals, they're sold by a team of people. We recommend that you have a face-to-face meeting with the sales representative and the team backing him up. Is there real experience there? Number 8, we call this deal swagger. I don't know how you measure this exactly, but it's just an interesting term. You know, is the deal team competent? I mean, if the deal team's full of 14-year-olds, okay, that's going to get you one result. It might be very technical and very computer-oriented, but it may not be the real-world experience you need to get the deal done. And finally, number 9, call it what you will. You know, a special feeling you have, special sauce. There's just a feeling you get from the broker, his company, and his team, and they've demonstrated to you, showing you their systems, that they'll be there for you to get the deal across the goal line. Now, good luck in selecting a broker. There are many good brokers out there with many, many different styles. I think at the end of the day, as a seller, choose the broker and the team where you feel comfortable with them and they can demonstrate to you parts of the sales process. Parts of the sales process are intangible. You just can't measure them. But as a apartment owner, you've been through a lot. You've seen all kinds of different people in your careers. You've had all kinds of different tenants. You've borrowed money, you bought buildings, you sold buildings. I think just trust your good judgment. Look at the broker opinion of value. See how the broker has laid out the deal. Look at their database. And from all that information, you should be able to make a good decision for yourself and get the best price for your building. Thanks very much for watching this video.